North constituency, as far as polling station executives are concerned, regional chairperson Mr. Bwesiako, also known as Chairman Mumuni, has purchased 1,000 forms for the incumbents, leaving the prospective ones to fend for themselves. Myriad issues saying that they will prevent the party's electoral committee from conducting the polling station elections come Sunday. What are the dynamics? We are joined by Erastus Asari-Donko, my colleague with Love 99.5 FM. Erastus, good morning. Of today, when it comes to the Manhyia North constituency and what is happening in terms of these polling station forms and the election ahead of Sunday?
So I must say that the confusion started way before the availability of nomination forms for everybody who wanted to contest. And you know that there is this struggle because this election form the album or the delegate list for future elections. And so the people who are in their camp to also be part of the album's list. And so there is quite a huge interest in these elections. So if you look at the figures, 1,400 people picked up nominations finally. And this was after a lot of fight and a lot of, disturbances, chaos, before the executives disqualified 45 people from this list. And there are people who think that is because of the former MP, they are loyal to the former in Manhyia, to go on until these people have been admitted and allowed to exercise their franchise, because they feel that they cannot be disqualified on what they claim were petty and flimsy excuses, that one, their signatures were fake, and that they did not hold a proper party credentials. And so that is what has created something is done. Fairness has been achieved. They carried on with their threat yesterday. In all the areas that the elections were supposed to happen, they came in there and disrupted the elections. And so none of these polling station elections took place in Manhyia North yesterday. And that is the update.
And so they keep as the party reacted.
In fact, yes, they carried out with their threats, and it was as real as they said it. Yesterday, a number of them marched up at the various areas, the centers where these elections were supposed to be held. And you could see the videos that we sent, they stepping in, causing chaos for the supposed elections to end. Executives have been reluctant to speak to us on what they intend to do about this whole thing. We have tried to reach a number of them. They wouldn't come to us to explain how they intend to go forward with this, with the threats that are coming in and people disrupting.
Asari-Donko for bringing us the scoop there. We're also joined by Alhaji Mumuni Castro, the Manhyia North constituency youth organizer. He joins us on this discussion as well. What is happening in Manhyia North? We've been told it's chaotic, and some of your party members prevented yesterday the elections from being...
Good morning to your cherished listeners. What actually happened is nothing new to the people of Ghana as well as Manhyia North constituency. If you recall, it all happened during the picking of nominations. Decided to deliberately refuse about 685 people nomination forms. They were refused. And when the issue came to light and they decided to resist that move fiercely, it resulted in a fisticuff between the elections committee and the teaming contest elections.
Let me ask you a very pointed question. We don't have too much time. We don't have too much time. But let me ask you a very pointed question. All of this could have been prevented if the right things had been done with the forms and with paying for some. Do you think these are the things that have resulted in the problems? We've had people just to get forms having their clothes torn and all of that. Could you not have prevented all of this?
Yeah, my brother. When you allow someone to pick nominations, go through a vetting process, and later they were expecting the vetting results to come out that they were going to be elections in only 3 out of 137 polling stations. And it means that all the remaining 134 polling stations are going uncontested, as issued by the National Council to the General Secretary. If you go to the guidelines as issued by the General Secretary, it says it clearly that elections are supposed to happen in each and every polling stations in the constituency.
Right.
I mean, it will happen in
so as of this time,
but that did not happen in the constituency.
So
the youth who realized that
you were not
the
able
polling
to hold...
stations were those they were going to have elections rose up yesterday.
That's my point.
137 polling stations.
That's my point, Alhaji Mumuni. You could not conduct it yesterday in some of these places. What is the way forward? What are you going to do to rectify that situation? Briefly.
The way forward is that we are calling on the regional leadership. We are calling are not run by military men. NPP police station elections are not run by policemen. Even those who came yesterday to conduct elections, they are not members of the elections committee. A member of the constituency is not a member of the elections committee, but they were those who came around to conduct these fraudulent elections. So we are calling on the General Secretary that the youth of the party resisted fiercely to the constituency.
All right, thank you.
We are calling on them to do the right thing for the people of the Manhyia North constituency.
Thank you, Alhaji Mumuni. Let me bring in Evans Nimako, who is Director of Research and Elections with the party. Mr. Nimako, thank you so much for joining the conversation via Zoom. I just have one major question for you. There have been the simmering, tensions in Owusu, and some of these the last time you spoke to me on the probe. Here we are with yesterday, this action by some of those who felt aggrieved. They did not allow elections to happen. You just heard the youth organizer in Manhyia North saying that all of that, and that you actually bear some responsibility. You should do the right thing. How do you respond? Mr. Nimako, are you with me?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Nimako, did you get the question?
Your viewers. I think that really it doesn't lie in Mumuni's mouth to say that the party has no business to involve security. We've always known across constituencies, if we get indication that some of the members are really planning to impede the process, the party has every right to involve security. And so General Secretary led a committee that met with the police high command to ensure that we organize. Some members decided to hold press conference to threaten the process. Then the party has every right to involve the police and the military. The process that were given out to the elections committee was not to be that difficult at all. Organize the elections, but where people intentionally organize, frustrate and stampede the process, then we allow the security to pass against the laid down procedures. Will be
to involve the military and the police in subsequent elections.
You will
involve them.
I think I was explicit. I said that where people intentionally plan to disrupt our internal elections in other constituencies, did you see police or military going in there? And do you want us to sit for people to be hurt? You same people will then come back to us that the party sat and allowed people to be maimed and hurt. Is that the way to go? It has been put in place and they are working. If you disagree with any of their actions, the directives are simple. Use internal arrangements, appeal to the regional secretariat, appeal to the national, and you be heard. As we speak, tomorrow, the General Secretary has invited a Kontombra constituency, Oda constituency, a Krupon constituency. Are they not party members? Where people are agreed, we said use party.
Mr. Nimako,
the party will not countenance such attitude from anybody. But please, before you leave or I end this conversation,
very briefly, some 30 seconds,
I'll plead.
Please.
Right. Your colleague Erastus, when he's reporting on our internal arrangement, must be balanced. Who said party people are not ready to respond to you?
Get a response
to speak to you,
and you don't respond to him. That is the communication issue. That party people were not willing to speak to him. How else do you want him to put it?
You have me. It's no news.
Okay. I think
there are committee members working. You expect them to stop and come and engage you.
Okay. Thank you, NPP. We take a break, and when we return, we have our final package for you. Do stay.